Roberto Firmino asked to leave Al Ahly to join Arsenal or Flamengo. Welcome to this channel known as the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on the stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, this story needs no further explanation because the Arsenal hunt for a striker looks like is in full gear, and they're really looking forward to obviously landing and really exploring any possible avenue to obviously bring in a striker. And guess who they're really looking at right now? It's all about Roberto Firmino. Roberto Firmino is playing for Al Ahly, one of those teams that Neymar was there and has left, and looks like they're really trying to really find themselves offloading players as they really spent big on them, and they're like, maybe we need more young supers obviously come up and obviously take over from the side of Liverpool, and that is from the side of Neymar and for the side of Firmino and for the side of Neymar. So we're also going to be talking about Robin van Persie. He has found himself in a situation of obviously getting what we call a job at Feyenord, and then we are obviously going to be closing up this with something of Carl Palmer. Is he really frustrated to the bone marrow? That's why magic is not really happening. We'll be here to let you know what all that is all about. But continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, Arsenal are in hand of a striker, but they're not really so much in a hurry. But if an opportunity develops, looks like Arsenal will be willing to obviously go in for that opportunity. And guess what? We've gone ahead to get a story coming in through from Pimenta. You know, he works in Brazil, and he has told us that Roberto Firmino has asked to leave Al Ahly and he's in talks to terminate his contract. Arsenal and Flamengo are monitoring his situation. Now, when it comes to Arsenal, we all know to it that if a striker like Firmino is available, they can obviously give it a very good try. That is it. Because a striker like Firmino, one, is Premier League proven, and he's that player that is really unselfish. And if you're really having a Roberto Firmino, that means the likes of Waneris, the likes of Trossard, the likes of Martin Odegaard will enjoy themselves a lot into this system of Arsenal because he plays what we call an inclusive play. His hold up and link up play are really above the ordinary, and he has good stats when it comes to really creating chances and obviously getting other players into play. That's where you need a player like Bobby Firmino. And in the levels, all in the situations where Arsenal are, he will be a very integral signing to this club of Arsenal. Why will he be so much integral into the signing of Arsenal? Because right now, when you look at most of the teams that Arsenal are really left with to play, they're really going to be parking the bus. Yeah, that is it. They are going to be parking the bus. And if you ask me, who is that player that is good at really unlocking those buses? I will tell you Roberto Firmino, with either a pass or with his skill set to sit down defenders and obviously make them really, all he sends them to where they are bought from. That is Roberto Firmino for you. And he's that player that you need to unlock very many defenses. With Saka on his way back, Gabriel Martinelli on his way back, I think a signing of Roberto Firmino will obviously be very important. But it remains on to whether Roberto Bobby Firmino is willing to join the Premier League and face his former club known as Liverpool, because him coming in through to obviously sign for the club of Arsenal will be like trying to stop Liverpool from winning their Premier League. And they are facing Liverpool, Arsenal is facing Liverpool very soon. And imagine Bobby Firmino going to Anfield, scoring a winner that will obviously take Arsenal on top of Liverpool. Will Roberto Bobby Firmino be in position to obviously allow that to happen? That is the huge question that we are waiting for Firmino to obviously come up and answer with his entry, because as it stands, it's really one of the hardest decisions for him to make. I tell you, this is a hard decision for him to make, because you are facing a club that really brought you to the limelight of the league, of the Premier League, and all of your fame came in through after you obviously signed for this club known as Liverpool. Now, is he willing to obviously come to the Premier League and really face off with a club that really gave him what he really desires and gave him all the fame and the platform to obviously springboard on it, to obviously go to Al Ahly, in Saudi Arabia to make that amount of money that he's making per week? That remains a question. The other question is Arsenal willing to see to it that they really come up with a decision to bring in a striker? That is it. And it will depend so much more on how Arsenal is going to be playing, or really playing in their next 3 games. Against one, West Ham tomorrow, Nottingham, and Manchester United before we go to the international break. You understand? So that is all about Bobby Firmino. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but he's one of those players that has gone ahead to see to it that they really find themselves in a position of really wanting to go. Flamengo is one of those that really want to sign him as a free agent, and Flamengo looks like they are really willing to sign in very many players who are really grown and old. For example, they went in for Jorginho at Arsenal, and Arsenal said no, Jorginho is not for sale, and they're like, Jorginho, please, can we sign you as a free agent in the summer? That is it. Then afterwards, they went in for another player known as Casemiro, and after going in for Casemiro said, I'm not going anywhere, and it was like, I'm staying at Manchester United till kingdom come, and he's like, in the summer, they'll obviously let him go. After that, they're now going in for another old grown player, 30 years plus, Bobby Firmino. And I think they're really having a lot of pressure, because I think Flamengo and Santos are some of the most reputable clubs in Brazil. And being the most reputable in Brazil, that has going to obviously cause a lot of pressure for these teams, because they've seen Santos bring back Neymar, and Neymar went ahead of, I think, to score his first goal this week or last week, one of those two. And they're like, they need to impress their fans by obviously getting in players that have gone ahead obviously make it around Europe, and they are really willing to return back to the home league. That is Roberto Bobby Firmino for you. But we are waiting to see whether Al Ahly will terminate his contract and see where these players really continue. And it's not the first time teams in the Saudi Pro League are really terminating contracts. For example, Jordan Henderson terminated his contract and went ahead, I think was playing for Al Ittihad, where Steven Gerrard was the manager, and went ahead to find himself in a position of really terminating his contract. And he went ahead and obviously signed for Ajax. So, termination of the contracts is not going to be the very first time to be seen into the side of the Saudi Pro League. But it will depend on what the managers are really wanting to obviously achieve in there. So, that is Roberto Firmino to Arsenal transfer hint. If it all goes well, he might be one of those players obviously come and bless the Premier League again. Now, from Roberto Bobby Firmino, let's go to a player called Carl Palmer. But before we cross to the Carl Palmer story, remember Arsenal brought in Mikel Merino, came off the bench and scored a brace when they're beating Leicester by 2-0. Now we are here to wait and see how things are really going to be panning out in there. Now let's go to Chelsea. Enzo Maresca has come out and obviously had something to say about Carl Palmer. Carl Palmer is one of those players that really had a very decent debut season for the club of Chelsea, and even this season he has been really very tough. Not until he went ahead to say to it that he's shrinking every other day that passes by, and the entire team of Chelsea is also shrinking into the mix. This season, 25 games, 14 goals and 6 assists. And in the recent past, I don't think that he has been able to obviously get a goal involvement. When I talk about a goal involvement, I talk about I'm talking about a goal or an assist. Enzo Maresca has come out and said on whether Cole Palmer looks frustrated. It's not just about Cole. It's like the fans. It is normal that when you don't win games, that you are not happy and are frustrated. We need all of them to be more positive and stick together. Now, the team of Chelsea is really having a very huge test, because things are not happening. Things are not happening, and they are being beaten left, right, and center. That is Chelsea for you, and they're really not making things happen in a way that is going to frustrate the manager, the players, and the fans. So, frustration always arises, especially when your team doesn't win. And the team of Chelsea has taken very many games without winning, if I don't have been following them up. So, Cole Palmer is one of those that has been pointed out, and the manager is like, they'll obviously come to or they'll get back to winning ways again. That is the team of Chelsea. So we are waiting to see how that pans out. But to let you know about Chelsea and who they are really going to be facing this weekend, Chelsea is going to be playing Aston Villa tomorrow. Oh my God, very, very hard game. And guess what? It's Villa hosting Chelsea. But Chelsea, before they face Villa, they lost away to Brighton 3-0. They lost away to Brighton 2-1 in the FA Cup. They beat West Ham 2-1. Man City beat them 3-1. They beat Wolves 3-1. It drove 2-2 with Bournemouth. They drew with Crystal Palace 1-1. They lost to Ipswich 2-0. They lost to Fulham 2-1. 0-0 to Everton. So, Chelsea has been struggling to obviously get points, but let's wait and see how this is obviously going to be panning out into the mix. From that, let's obviously head to one of the Arsenal legends, and that is Robin van Persie. Looks like he has been named as the manager of Feyenord. And remember, he is one of those that really played for Feyenord. And before crossing to Arsenal, that's the team that Robin van Persie was playing for. And here he comes to become the Feyenord manager. And Fabrizio Romano has earlier today told us the following, that Robin van Persie signs in today as a new Feyenord head coach until June 2027. Former Erik ten Hag's assistant, Ren Heck, will join his staff too. So, Robin van Persie has been given a go-ahead to obviously manage Feyenord. And remember, Feyenord, ever since they lost Anslot to Liverpool, haven't gone ahead obviously get back to the best winning ways of their season. But Robin van Persie is now in to obviously see to it that he really raises the bar. And Ren Heck is really a very good manager, having some huge history into the management of the Eredivisie side, and he's really one of those that you have to obviously give a five-finger salute when it comes to Eredivisie. Ren Heck was with Erik ten Hag at Manchester United. They got sacked together before Ruben Amorim came in through, who is really trying to see to it that he makes ends meet, but all in vain in his recent tries into his race to getting United back to the winning way. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about one, Arsenal monitoring the situation of Roberto Firmino, who is really trying to obviously terminate his contract at Al Ahly to join either Arsenal or Flamengo. What are your thoughts about that? Then Enzo Maresca confirms frustration is among the fans and the players of Chelsea. Do you think that's the why and thereof as to why these two teams are not obviously making it into the recent games they've gone ahead to play? And lastly, what are your thoughts about Robin van Persie being named as the new manager of Feyenord? Rokani David remains my name. I'm out for now. See you later. Continue to subscribe to this channel. We out.